pick it up, it drools paint right down your armpit. So quick pop quiz. Does anybody want to guess what the red thing might be? Yell it out. Magnet. Guys, this is called a pot magnet. It is a magnet that has a hole right through the middle. $4, Home Depot. I attach it with a nut bolt washer so the magnet's on the inside. So instead of setting the brush down like this, or setting the brush down like this, I now can hang the brush like that. And it holds the brush above the paint, and if it drips, it goes back in the bucket. Thunderous applause. Everybody, there you go. Love that one. Now, why only a ½ inch of paint? 3 reasons. Number 1, it forces you to refresh the paint more often, which makes it going to flow better, stick better, cover better. Why? This is a liquid going through a solid. Number 2, it's less weight to carry around, which means I'm going to work faster, be better, not as exhausted. Why? Because I'm not carrying a whole can of paint around. But the third reason, the most important, and that's basic safety. If you happen to walk along, you happen to trip, it's less to clean up. And I have been there, but I don't even use this anymore. I use this. What's it made of? Everybody. Can't hear you. Recycle, reuse, repurpose. Get your milk jugs, get your water jugs, really good. Clean them out. Take your knife, cut this opening with a slit and hole. What is the slit and hole for? Because if I have to stop when I'm painting, that's where the brush goes. Thunderous applause, everybody. There you go. Love that one. Now we're ready to paint. Oh, and you all think you know how to paint till you watch this. First thing, we need to open the can. Now, I don't care how good a wizard you are. The minute, the second you crack this can open, 3 things are going to happen. And by the way, when you crack your can open, do not use a screwdriver. You'll bend the lid. Use our tendon one. So, crack the lid open. Now, 3 things are going to happen. Number 1, the air is going to rush into the can. Number 2, the lid is going to drip paint. Number 3, the lid is going to dry out. So here's a little secret. We're going to take our pouchies. What are they made of? Everybody. It came off the apron. This is a trash bag apron. This is what we do. We open up the pouch, we take our lid, and we slip the lid in the pouch. We do this for 3 reasons. Number 1, prevents the paint from dripping off the lid. Number 2, prevents the lid from drying out. And number 3, and here's the bonus. You now can lift this lid as many times as you want to without actually touching the lid. Cool. 2 seconds after you do that, you take your tendon one, you take your hammer, and you knock holes in the lid rim of your can. Why do we poke holes in the lid rim? Everybody. So it'll drain back into the can so you can seal the lid. 2 seconds after you do that, you take your container, you take your paint, and you pour in how much paint? Everybody. ½ inch. Very good. Always take a little bit of paint and mark the outside of the can. Why? See what color is. Always put the lid on because the enemy of paint is now. You're ready to paint. Oh, and you all think you know how to paint till you watch this. First thing when you use a brush, you never, ever, ever, ever scrape a brush. Why? You'll give it a bad hair day. Don't do it. Here's the other thing, dude. You are now scraping the dry schmutzies right back into the paint. And you wonder why you get Plexus specs. You're doing it to yourself. The proper way to use a brush is you do this. You dip, you wiggle, and you pat. Everybody, you. Now this, my friends, is a fully loaded paintbrush. Oh, you would never walk around with a fully loaded paintbrush, because the minute you did, what would happen to everybody? Correct. Even I tripped and didn't spill it. Oh! Come here. I'm looking the other way. Okay? Now, let me show you something, okay? We're going to use something. We're going to take this off. You ready? Okay, I'm going to help you. Is that okay? All right, here we go. Now, this is going to actually take this off. I'm going to show you this in just a little bit. Okay? You're going to love this. Okay? It's like, you did it to me. Okay? This is when you wash this blouse, this is going to come right out. Okay? Now, go sit down. Okay? She's got a yellow spot on her. Okay? We're going to clean this up really good. Now, you can come back afterwards. I want to get it now. But when you dip and you wiggle and you pat, you throw off the extra paint. Okay? And the proper way to use a brush is you brush from the bottom up. Which way do you guys normally brush? Everybody. Top down. That's right. Guys, gravity is my friend, you don't paint from the bottom up. You dip, you wiggle, you pat. The first stroke is always up. That is called the dump. The second one is down. That is called the set. The third is up. That is called the lay. That's it. 3 strokes. No more. Because the more you stroke it, the thinner it gets. The more you stroke it, the thinner it gets. The more you stroke it, the thinner it gets. And you can see right through it. And you see the brush strokes. Oh no, wizard. You dip, you wiggle, you pat. First stroke is which way? Second stroke. Third stroke. That's it. Oh, by the way, it takes 2 people to paint a room. How many people? How many? Brush or roll or. Yin, yang. Separate but equal. I also do marriage counseling, okay? So let me show you the right way to brush. Now, brush person, what you do is you dip, you wiggle, you pat. You come up the corner like this, and then you paint out 4 to 6 feet, no wider. Do not cut in the entire wall or room with your brush first. Oh, no, wizards. That is one of the dumbest ideas. You've been watching too much DIY, HGTV, and Trading Spaces. Guys, here's the problem. If you cut in with that brush, and then it dries, when you use your wet roller, you get an overlap where the 2 meet, and you see the transition. Wizards don't work dry. Wizards work wet. So, here's the secret. You paint up the corner about 4 to 6 feet. The roller person picks up that roller and starts rolling right behind her. That's called a heaping a wet edge. Now, all the paint will dry at the same rate, same cover. And by the way, that 1 coat paint from Behr and from Home Depot or from Valspar, it works if you do this. If you do it the other way, it will not cover in 1 coat. Wizards don't work dry. Wizards work wet. And here's another secret. Always pull the masking tape 60 minutes after your final coat. How many minutes?
60.
How many? Not 6 days. 60 minutes. And here's the reason why. If you let this paint dry on the masking tape and you pull it 2 days later, what's going to come off with it, everybody? The paint, that's right. Because the paint dried on the masking tape, when you pull it, it pulls it off. Wizards don't work dry. Wizards work very good. Now we're coming to the very end of our class. I need to now show you how to clean a brush in 10 seconds or less. But the first thing we need to do is put the paint back in the container. And this is a cool tool. Why? Because this is its own funnel. It'll pour the paint right back in. And what you all been waiting for, how do you clean a brush in 10 seconds or less? And the secret to that is this. What is it, everybody? Fabric softener. Are you kidding me? Absolutely not. Here's the recipe. Who better to teach you this than the Wall Wizard? I am the chemist. Now watch this. Here's the recipe. For every 1 gallon of water, you add to it half a cup. How much, everybody? Half a cup of fabric goes right in there. We're going to use this all day long. We're going to use multiple colors as long as it's water-based paint. We're going to clean this brush now in 10 seconds or less. Here we go. Give me a countdown, everybody. Here we go. 10. Loud. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 1. Ding! Thunderous applause, everybody. Yes, please. Holy moly, are you kidding me? No, I'm not. Look into that brush. Do you see any paint inside of that brush? When you clean your brushes and rollers, you never ever use soap and water. What? You never use soap and water. Why? Soap is a dion. A dion will make a polymer stick to nylon. I don't care how hot, I don't care how soapy, I don't care how long you sat at the sink trying to clean that brush or roller. When you got done 20 minutes later, it still wasn't clean, and when it dried hard as a rock. But this, my friends, is a surfactant. A surfactant makes water wetter. Not only does it clean the brush, not only does it destroy the paint, but also makes the brush smell. Also, springtime fresh. But here's a little secret. You need to clean your brushes about every 2 hours. How many hours, everybody? How many? But here's the problem. You now have a wet paintbrush. So all you good Catholics, I bless you, I bless you, I bless you. Especially you two, I love you. And that's why you need this. There's no paint in that roller, but there's a lot of water, and that's why you need this. This is a brush and roller spinner. Up, up, up. Now, the front row is like, oh crap, okay? Now, watch this. Take your brush, wish it around the power stop about 10 seconds, and then what you do is you come over here and you spin that brush out. And it takes all the moisture out of the tool. Smell that. Is it soft? Does it smell good? Oh baby, that's right. At the end of the day, you take your cardboard sleeve, you shove the brush through the cardboard sleeve, and you hang it up. Why? Because duh, that's what the hole's for, everybody. Really? Do not lay that brush down. Why? Because it'll dry in a curve. But if you hang that brush up, it will dry nice and straight. And this really is my 15-year-old brush. You take care of it, it will take care of you. Thunderous applause, everybody. There you go. Now, by the way, this is also a roller spinner. You dip, you spin, you dip, you spin, you dip, you spin, you're done. 15 to 30 seconds. This is clean, and you can use it again. We do not throw our rollers away. Guys, we reuse them. This is one of the oldest tools in painting. This is called a brush and roller spinner. 15 bucks. Sherwin-Williams, Home Depot, Lowe's. This is one of those tools you never buy. Why? Because it's on the bottom shelf. The 18-year-old behind the counter at the paint center doesn't even know his own home, doesn't even clean his own room. How would he know what this thing does? Come on, right? Think about it. Where do you get your information? That's why you all need little wizards. Now we're coming to the very end of our class. And what should we do with our toxic waste? Guys, the first thing I need to do is get rid of my container. What should I do with this, everybody? Throw it away? Re-clean it. This one is 5 years old. Wizards waste nothing. We clean that in there. Now, what do we do with our toxic waste? Do not throw this down the sink, the toilet, or the storm drain. Why? You are eating it. So here's a little green wisdom from the Wall Wizard. Please do this at home. Take a 5-gallon bucket, line it with a trash bag, and fill it 3/4 full with Crystal cat litter. This is a polymer that absorbs water and ammonia. That's what's in paint, that's what's in urine. What you do is you pour this in, you fill it up about 3/4 full, you pour the liquid inside, you pull the bag out, you seal it, and you set it aside for about 2 days. In 2 days, it goes hard as a rock, and now it can go in your landfill. Paint is toxic when it's wet, it is less toxic when it is dry. And that is one of the great secrets here in the Wizard's Workshop. Thunderous applause, everybody.